they can go into a conversation. I get the pleasure this morning for welcome our studios for the very first time. We get UN person. Zainab, Bangura, the Director General of the United Nations Office in Nairobi, Kenya. Good morning, Aja, and it is a pleasure having you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can always say, this platform don't give me some opportunity. Yeah, well, for talk to people, sometimes people you admire from afar and see them and they're right in front of you speaking to them. It's a blessing and you should not take it for granted, but the opportunities them way they come with, and I tell Allah thank you. I tell Allah thank you that you accept, and thanks for all you're doing. By the way, and thanks. I don't be in bellows all this while say, I don't know for coming, go, talk to him, and I appreciate that you accept this. But how has it been coming back home? How long have you been away for?
For a proper holiday, it's about 3 years. In between, I can register. I don't even know the last registration. I think I came for 3 days. Then when my nephew be married, I came for 4 days. But what I really came for holiday about 3 years ago.
From where you left way? Can the East Africans and don't hold you?
It's a very challenging job, and generally being a person we then give you something for you do unto the best of your ability. So time not there. I just not able to make it up for camp. That long holiday.
So what do you miss about this country? After 3 years you go and you come now for some holiday, proper holiday. What do you miss about Salon? Yoni Bana?
Yes. Now them plants me neighbor.
Yeah.
We own culture first and we born Peking. The neighbor we then cut them, you they go plant them, some side palm tree. Home is home.
Yeah.
No matter what you happen, no matter what you be, my family then there, and Yoni Bana are the only place in the world where they go, they sleep at peace. Because everybody accepts you for what you are, who you are. Then sabi you from where you're small. It's a little bit difficult where you reach a that kind of position where everybody, they treat you like you're so special. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy, but you want to go some highway. You can be yourself. You wake in the morning, you eat. So Yonibana is my place of refuge. That's the only place where I know.
Away from the UN protocols and all of it.
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah. You don't enjoy this holiday so far from where you come?
Well, they spoiled me. I have to say thanks to my son, and my daughter-in-law. I think my son was forced to do that. But my daughter-in-law spoils me, make her able to miss anything, so he really did take care of me. So it's good, so just let's go.
So once a thanks to WWF for doing well and spoiling Aja as well. So we appreciate that. On behalf of we brother Delos, we want to say thank you to him. And I just want to ask, sometimes people go to places, the peace or happiness when they get even though there is home, but then they get another home. You consider Kenya as another home? And
oh, definitely. Every time the president and most of the people then say, you're not going back home. We won't allow you to go. The former president and this president, they say, you are Kenyan. You're not going anywhere. But home is home. Kenya is beautiful. It's enjoyable. I get a very good time there. But home is home.
Yeah, and we're not going to accept that. No, we're not going to accept. We hope them go understand and know say you're a valued treasure to this country. We just perhaps give you some time for serve the world. Maybe you go come back. But I want to ask about this job at the UN. It's a very big job managing or head of the UN office na Kenya. How this job come about?
It's very interesting. Say I've been on serving in New York at the same rank, because in the UN we get what you call rank and position. My rank na under Secretary General. because you know you get the Secretary General one person, you get the Deputy Secretary General one person, then you get the Under Secretary Generals then.
Okay.
We're not like ministers, because the Secretary General like president, the Deputy Secretary General like vice president. So Under Secretary General we now rank like ministers, and different Under Secretary General they head different office. The head of UNICEF Global is Under Secretary General. The head of UNDP Global is Under Secretary General. So we get ranking. Then we get the job. Me own job na direct, so general, United Nations office. And it's very interesting because the Director General office are an extension of the Secretary General in office. We get 4 UN headquarters, New York, who's the big boss there. Geneva, who's the League of Nations been there. So now the headquarters for Europe. They get Vienna, now the second headquarters, and also the office for United Nations Drugs Office, UNODC. Then the Africans there insisting, the Africa and the Global South, we need a UN headquarters. So now so then create me office, UNON, United Nations office in Nairobi. So now the Secretary General they appoint, because this person an extension of the Secretary General. In UN terms, we call our offices away from headquarters, and also the label we. But for the layman, we call our UN headquarters and Africa and the Global South. So now the Secretary General, they appoint the person. So somebody they would me appoint, we are not going to call the country, but he was Inspector General of Police, so the whole world revolt, say we don't want him. So for about a year, the office not get somebody. And you only appoint with the consent of the government of Kenya and decide where the person come out.
Okay.
So after they not make 2-3 attempts, the government of Kenya, they reject, protest. So now somebody say, look, Zainab don't retire, just left. Who they are? We don't have to make different choice. Everybody who then put in name, they get problem. So that's how they call me. They give me 2 days notice. Then call me on the 31st of December. They want me for go on the 2nd. It's not possible. That's when they got mommy for one wedding on the 5th. So they call me, but then get for ask the government of Kenya. When I go accept her, the government say yes. Then they call President Bio. They say, we want to appoint you citizen at this position, but we need your consent. He give the consent. So within a week, then fish me up to Nairobi.
That was so quick. Was it something you were prepared for, or you don't get the understanding, say this is going to come, you may expect them?
I be there for sleep. Would they wake me for tell me. But they say we need for consults. I know we nothing at the Kenyan government. But at the same time, the Kenyan government, they put pressure upon the, left the office empty for the last 1 year. So I go with the understanding, say, I need for go register there. They there for 2 months, 3 months, then come back, and go. Because the notice then give me shots. So I reached there on the 7th of January 2020, February COVID came. So it was baptism by fire. And because
you got to work already.
straight, hits the ground running. And because we compound at the biggest UN compound at the world, 140-acre land. The biggest UN compound at the world. And when we do the estimates on COVID, we're responsible for about 250,000 people in the region. Where they access Kenya as a medical hub. We get about 11 countries there where Kenya evacuation destination in case they get crisis. But inside Kenya alone, the UN staff, the spouses, and everybody's 20,000.
Wow.
So the challenge, what you go do then people have COVID care. So one of the first challenge I faced now for build a COVID hospital. It was the only UN COVID hospital we built during the COVID period. I built within 4 months, from beginning to end, from the store turn the dirty to where the president opened. It was $7.5 million. And now we provide by the first ECMO machine in East Africa. The ECMO machine and they deal with the lungs then for COVID. We receive 50% of the UN staff around the world from India, and Afghanistan, Nepal, almost the whole of Africa.
So you created a hub which I for treat you.
Well, there was a hub already, so I just make up. So the president, everybody was grateful. As I said, we treated 50% of the UN patients around the world. Now they didn't go. Pull people there all over the world because it's a COVID hospital. Bill them within 4 months and the most best equipped hospital. So now baptism by fire. Now they are beginning.
It started work already.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier that you've been need for get recommendation from your government, from
Yes.
Sierra Leone. How did that come? Was it?
Then call President Bio, then call him, then tell him, say we get this job, and we don't identify Sierra Leonean for a point. He give him blessing. You know, Pantim you talk say kakmai, you know hiccup. He say she's a good person. I know her. I have respect for her. I agree. I know he will say goodbye to herself because by the time they answer, the tickets longer are for left. Now after that, I can December where I go. You know, I get this COVID. I get for build the hospital, everything. I don't come back until December 2020. That the time I come, I go meet an officer, tell them thank you very much.
Okay. What's in your role entail? You know, yes, basically some of the things same way you did do. That is a very big office where they cover Africa, and interestingly, you build a hospital the way will cater for staff them from other parts them and the world when you and staff them. But what's in basically now you some of your basic role?
As I say, na a UN headquarters and the only UN headquarters in Africa and the global south. So Latin America, we know they cover there, but not the only UN headquarters. So my job is Director General of the United Nations at Nairobi. The job is an extension of the Secretary General office. So I did it for represent the Secretary General, but the office, you know, na service delivery office. We they provide administrative services, HR, procurement, travel, everything in 166 countries around the world from Nairobi. Now we they provide us like the resident coordinator now we they pay them salary, we they procure anything like na station and buy now we they pay. If person they return, I would so everything. So they do that in a home. That's my core job. And I get 4 divisions because the company, like I said, are the biggest UN company in the world. I get a division for conference services. We get 14 conference rooms where the sitting capacity is 2,000 for the whole. So I get a department on conference. So all them big conference and area with the host time. I get a department for administrative services where now they pay salary, everything. Then under that department also, I get a support unit where they take care of the compound. Because inside the compound, we get 4 banks, we get hospital, we get over 4 or 5 restaurants. So it's like a village of its own. That's not my core job. But as a result of that position there, you get additional responsibility. The first responsibility is representative of the Secretary General in Kenya. So every UN staff who they work in Kenya, na my responsibility. But now me na the interlocutor between the Secretary General and the government of Kenya. So anybody where they hire na you, whether na you driving license, whether na you visa, anything where they make you stay in Kenya comes under my responsibility. So that I get an office then called host country office. So that they deal with them visa, transport, somebody driving license, marriage certificate for verify, all that. You get that department say. Then I get a third function where they call designated officer. Designated officer are the most senior UN staff. Now responsible for the safety and security of every UN staff who they work, their assets, their property. Under that umbrella, they look after the IMF, they look after the World Bank, and most recently, the Bank of Development and Construction at Europe. They not establish office there because then get agreement between the home, the office there, now the home country, like World Bank and Washington with New York, UN. So me as the designated officer, now me responsible for the safety and security. So somebody get road accidents, all of that. So under that banner, as I say, I get 20,000. The families and the dependents, the UN assets. So I get a department for safety and security. And most recently, I can give you an example. We noticed that they snatch them back, then post them. I've been there for go with my principal security advisor, Peter. We sit down with the DCI, when I like CID, explain to them and tell us the area where the office they then get for strengthening the security. So my security advisor, every week, it is sit down with me and give me the analysis of the security situation in Kenya, whether na terrorism, whether na chief mandem, whether na criminal offense, everything. You know, so in the
you get updates like how the presidents and they get updates no more.
Actually, by virtue of my level, as under Secretary General, they get updates around the world. They get general updates around the world with all the security stations. And then by weekly they send them, but I have to be honest with you, I don't get time for it.
Yeah.
And they try, but so that my job not a one hat.
Yeah.
So that by virtue of my position, I work directly with the president of Kenya because I represent the UN, but at the work with Ministry of Foreign Affairs, at the work with Interior for security and safety. So now they one then they are the work with. And because the president of Kenya and the government of Kenya are very grateful for UN headquarters, they do everything for support. So president can tell anything go to office to me, can tell the minister, say, yeah, I don't want to complain from Zainab. And I just make sure so not solve all the problems.
Yeah.
But also, because of the representative of the secretary, ambassadors and they present credentials to me.
Okay.
We then present to the president and can present to me. So Kenya got about 110 diplomats. So you work with the member states then.
Okay.
All the one they will get representation. Then they can have two countries we separate, America and the UK, then get ambassador for UN, then get ambassador for Kenya. But all the other countries then are the same ambassador, the Chinese, the Japanese, German. So you work regularly, which entails you get to attend all the reception, which is difficult. And also entails every reception, dinner, lunch with the president they do, you get to attend. And you then are a strategic table too.
So how do you get this energy and the strength for do all of this? This is a huge responsibility, apart from the social functions, but watching over 2,000 people as well. 20,000 people, and all the meetings them and getting briefings from across Africa and the world.
I don't know. I can't tell you. I have to tell you, it's not easy. Because I don't have a life. My life is not my work. Luckily, I'm a widow. I don't get a husband. So I wake morning. And because also by virtue of my position, I also they work with New York. I didn't most of the committees in New York. So I can wake by then 3, 4 in the morning before they sleep in New York. You link up with them. Una discuss. You get things for answer. Then they go sleep. They work during the day, and I'm host, I get office. The UN sets up an office in my host. So when we off, because most of the meetings in New York, they do at 10 o'clock now, like 5 o'clock to we. So you also get a second inning. So now I make we see 9, 10, I go to bed. Then I wake 3, 4 in the morning for begin back.
Yeah.
Once in a while, they take time off. We get a travel agents. I say we get a whole structure at the UN. So the travel agent can find places, and for me, I can go weekend. And Friday, I go there. The challenging thing about it, you don't get life. Because if I go any side, the security, they will check the hotel. They approve the hotel. They make sure say everything is clear. Even now, yes, they come in position, I get medical clearance. First of all, the secretary general get for approval before I come.
Now you country.
Oh, yes. Then I get for get security clearance. The security get for clear me, say you can come. Then I get medical clearance, say they can. Then I get for inform the government of Kenya, say I know the dinner in country, I travel. I get for sending, no, they are aware. Then I get for inform all the UN people. So it's too much of hassle. I make really most of the time I know they travel because it's just that you don't get a life, you don't get privacy, which is what it entails. But mostly at the travel, Kenya na tourist area. So my travel agent can find place for me where I can just go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I come back.
Within the UN structure, Usa you go say you office Sidom with the Secretary General, where you refer to could be the President, the Vice President, and the ministers them with the position of Africa. How you say you within the structure, your office?
The office is an extension of the Secretary General office. Director General office is an extension of the Secretary General office. Yes, now the third level are there under Secretary General, but the person will they report to the rest now the Secretary General. I need to do nothing without the Secretary General. I can't travel without the Secretary General approval. I can't do anything. So it's very close in terms of even accounting, we budget, they inside the Secretary General budget. So our offices is an extension of the Secretary General office. We're on the Secretary General level, not the third layer level. But Secretary General is different.
Yeah.
We get different, even though we get all we get under Secretary General, but we're all different.
Strategically, you know, how does it sit on the structure?
It's very senior. It's a senior job, and as a result of that, you can't do anything on your own. They made it clear to me that you don't have a private life. You don't have a private life. It's difficult for distinguish. So you are placed in a position where a lot is expected of you. Every decision you make, every action you take, they reflect on the Secretary General. So you are very top. You are senior official in the Secretary General, senior leader, that's what they call we, senior leader of the United Nations at the under Secretary General level, but very close because you get some under Secretary General when they appoint, then they report to other Secretary General. We they report directly to the Secretary General.
This office, they cover salon as well. Your operations then they include salon.
Would they cover? Let's put it this way. I get a political mandate, but now for East Africa and the Indian Ocean countries. But by virtue of my position, decisions that they make in other countries, they get the reports. So I know they cover Sierra Leone, but for example, if there's a political crisis in Sierra Leone, my colleague in Dakar, now they attend the executive committee meeting. Me know they attend that, but then they send to me the report. What he say, what he then discuss. So you are privy to that, but you're not. My own responsibility on Sierra Leone is service delivery. The people who they pay salary, you know, who they pay salary now, the RC office, and I think that the only one. But politically, no. But you privy to them. You they read them, you they see, you they get the information.
Before you're aware of any other Sierra Leoneans, then we don't. I know when we talk about UN, we can always Uda can come to mind. Former President Kaba.
Kaba was a director. Be there 2 steps below me.
Yeah, James Jonah as well.
James Jonah was under Secretary General. Kanda Yomkela was under Secretary General. Then we began Kingsley Rogers. He was, I think my name, I can't remember. He was the under Secretary General for the UN Civil Service Commission. Now they decide with salary. Then somebody will act in that position, but no Olana Juicy, because he was a prosecutor. Because certain position really, Ola, I tell you, there is rank, there is position. So now the rank of under Secretary General, and also the prosecutor for the special court and the chief defender, no had entitled, but he was not substantive. He acted. Then they appoint an American for act. But I'm the first woman Sierra Leonean.
We don't serve another capacity there. And you know, this is a huge workload. You enjoying it?
Definitely. It's a lot of administrative work, and I think say the job then what take, for example, what I tell you about this COVID, I was Minister of Health here. So when COVID came, it was easy for me for support the process because I was Minister of Health. I understand what it means. So I work very closely with the Minister of Health, with the government, and gave me your advice. But also because I was Minister of Foreign Affairs, it sort of prepared me. Because some positions in the way they hold at the wall, you know they're ready for them. But the position that you pass experience, they help you for do the job. So that's what. So because I was Minister of Health, I was Minister of Foreign Affairs, and I don't serve in New York as under Secretary General, although in a different role. You know, special representative for the Secretary General, sexual violence and conflict. It was under Secretary General, but it was a different portfolio. This is this is more of an administrative and managed responsibility, dealing with all the member states, dealing with the government, taking care of the UN staff who they work, make sure they work comfortable. It's a lot of an administrative work. And you get a very good team. For a week, every week, me directors, and they brief me. Like I say, Peter, they brief me on the security. Chris, they brief me on the services who they provide. If we get problem with visas, we get all kind of problem. Then Sandra, they support me on the communication. Then I get Edmond, they support me on the conference services because where would they support UNEP and UN habitants around the world? So wherever they host conference there, would they send interpreters there? Would they send people there so they they brief me? So me every week they get a sitting meeting with me directors there for give me updates. I can meet them, staff them, I can talk to them, staff them. So that's how it is.
Did it 20,000 or so people we they work at the UN office in Nairobi. We get Sierra Leoneans in there.
Oh yes, we get a Sierra Leonean. They're very supportive. They are very supportive. I can tell you that. They feel so proud and honored that I'm the one. They are very excited. So they always, I don't call them the Ram Kana Us.
Yeah.
They support, they do all thing.
Yeah, and I see a lot of Sierra Leoneans working good in conference and they me and Bellos can see the picture of them. Then
look for one of the Secretary General in Flop and go snap at the picture. Yeah. Because when I receive ambassadors, then they go, I get the room for receive guests then.
Yeah.
So Sierra Leone is always exciting to receive Sierra Leoneans.
Yeah. So there's this conversation about a new UN Secretary General, and the conversation has been about the world having a woman for lead the United Nations. And one person we mention your name. I remember we do a publication on that as well. Is this something you're thinking about?
I've come a long way. I'm exceptionally grateful to God and to Sierra Leone. Because I come from a background where my mama no go school, my daddy no go school, they're illiterates. I went to school under very difficult circumstances. But throughout my life, for make I get here, Sierra Leone as a country has supported me. From 5, I almost dropped out of school, becoming manageable pay. The principal write to the government of Sierra Leone and give me scholarship. That's why I take down school. From 6, Annie Walsh, then give me scholarship. Frobe College, I get scholarship. I decide for go Nottingham University for study insurance. I get UN scholarship when Sierra Leone recommend me. I come back, I serve as Minister of Foreign Affairs, I serve as Minister of Health. The first job I get at the UN, even though Hillary Clinton nominates me, but President Koroma been get for giving consent. Objects, he give blessing. This position where President Bio give in consent and in blessing. So as a Sierra Leonean, I have benefited from my country. I'm very proud as a Sierra Leonean. For me as an individual, I think I'm very content with what I get. Because I retire now, I get a UN pension for life, I don't bill me oaths, I get me picking. So I'm not fighting for anything. If the need be as a Sierra Leonean, we don't benefit so much from Sierra Leone. For present Sierra Leone, I can do it. But that's not a decision for me. Because the Secretary General, now the country where you dey, now they put your name. And it gets a long and complicated process. Because for example, if me and Sierra Leone and the government wants for nominees, we then get for first talk with ECOWAS. The member states and ECOWAS get for agree. Then get for talk to the African Union member states for so they nominate Zainab. And then they get for put a team together. We go walk around the world for sell you candidates. And the law is because of the position where they as under Secretary General, I could get for left the job for focus on the campaign because they get unfair advantage. What you do inside the job. So it means I get for lose my salary, the government will make arrangements for make sure that's covered. I know they resign my job, but I get for step aside. So it's a very difficult and complicated process. So me as a Sierra Leonean, I'm content. I can always tell people 2 jobs we are not wanting at this world. Secretary General of the United Nations, President of Sierra Leone. Under no circumstances, I get interest for them. But if the country, as a country, say, we don't get a Sierra Leone, we don't reach that level, it's our responsibility. And one time for break the glass ceiling, I cannot say no. But again, I repeat.
Is this a conversation you're having? Is it, sometimes you might not be interested in something like you say, but there are people who believe, say, you get the capacity, which is story for Musa you don't serve and Musa you day. it's just the push, like you mentioned, and you get them, and it will be celebrated by Sierra Leone in Africa that we get the first woman Secretary General of the United Nations.
I have not had that conversation with government. You understand? I know some people don't know talk about that, but it's not a job you apply. It's a job which your country believes you can do, they can sell you. So I've not had that conversation. So I'm not in a position for tell you say possible, not possible.
But you go accept if you approach and
It can for be a real good discussion, because the UN day at a very critical position. You know they do this reform, UN at 80 reform.
Yeah.
The Secretary General appoints me as a member of the task force. Now 15 people they appoint at the world. So I know what's in there inside the UN, what's in the challenge they face. The task force don't making reports. It don't set up a steering committee for implement the task force in recommendation. Are they inside the steering committee? So I know what's in the UN they go through. I know the challenges. And they had one of the most challenging offices there. So now a job where you get for think very deeply, because it's a lot of sacrifice. You know, I'm not a child. I'm 66 years old. So I look forward to retire and enjoy my grandpa kingdom. So if you can't take a new challenge, it's something you really have to discuss. Think about, consult, not to think where they go capu for job. No, I've had my best innings. I'm not fighting for it. If the need arises with the support, the process, you can even talk to different people then. I even get, because for make a resign the job, the Secretary General, they go end of the year. But if you say the Kenya position so strategic that he asked me for stay beyond in time until the new Secretary General comes, so that we go able manage routine the happen. For as I tell you, we're the biggest UN company in the world. Within Guyana, now 300 staff UNEP with 10 buildings, so them build. Them buildings and they don't take almost 50 years. The last 3 years, we able build new sets of buildings for replace their old building. It's a project of $66 million with the end of this year. The strategy is to go and build a compound. You get offices on the east, you get offices on the west. This first office was then built 1975. Then they built the second office in the 80s. Then built the conference facilities in the middle, where now 2,000 seating capacity and 14 meeting rooms. So since I arrived, we don't build a new set of offices, so they demolish the one they will build in the 70s and refurbish the offices we will build in the 80s and the office we will build in 2010. And that is $66 million. That project is done. We do them within budget, under budget, within time. 18 months it takes us for build 10 buildings. We don't build there now, we build in then the solar, net zero. You don't get a switch where you enter, na sensor. That done. But because the UNEP meetings, and the last one we'll get, this one was, registration was 6,000. We get sitting capacity, 2,000. So we make, the Secretary General make a request to the General Assembly for expand with office, with conference. So they approved $265.7 million. The project don't begin. And it done 2030. By the time we finish the project, would they increase the seating capacity from 2,000 to 9,000? Would they increase the conference facilities from 2,000 to 9,000? But the most important thing, would they build an assembly hall? The first assembly hall, now the League of Nations built in Geneva. That hall was then president they talk. We built the one in New York 1946. So the one where they build in Nairobi, now the first one where they built since 1946. By the time them projects then they done, Kenya, if the need be, you get 3 duty stations that the world will be able to host the General Assembly. New York, Geneva, and Kenya. So that project they own. You know, and everybody knows say it's my heart and soul is in that project.
You want to see that completed?
That is my desire. We dey break ground for start the building next year. You don't understand. And it's the biggest project the UN has done in Africa since we they set up the UN, apart from peacekeeping.
And I the manager portfolio.
Yes, let me compound. The president, they call me landlord. So it's a $340 million investment. We go transform that compound there. So now the reason that's where the Secretary General, the way extend, it tells you, no, you there, take the new Secretary General come because you get for explain, you get for do this project. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not able to travel. So we begin now the conference facility projects next year. You will break ground. So you know, you do all that one day, you don't want left another person because what the design don't agree, you know what I mean, nobody can mix up and can do one. So you try your best, even if you get for left, you they left him at a stage where nobody they go back. You understand? So the whole world they look up to you.
You get the tenure, the extension will you get after the Secretary General. How long will that take?
It's about 6 months because Secretary General ends up December 2026. So I will go until June, until the new Secretary General come. They decide whether it will keep you or not. So the Secretary General say, no, go with me, you stay. Because you need stability and continuity before the Secretary General will come for make sure say this project not be affected. So it's the biggest investment the UN has ever done in any African country since the UN was set up.
What's in your portfolio? In terms of so let's say just maybe some estimation of the portfolio of the office.
I don't explain to you.
I mean the amount in estimation, if you could say plenty money. So apart from the UN Secretary General role, you will still want to continue for serve at the Nairobi office?
I'm very comfortable. Nairobi is a wonderful city. And the job you enjoy. You get very good medical facilities. You get a comfortable life. You know, you get a lot of respect from the authority and support. The president, I remember when I met him before the campaign. So I put the project to him, I explained to him, we plans everything. He's one of the smartest people I don't ever meet. He catch him quick. And when he go to the General Assembly, in his speech, he mentioned about the support for the UN office in Nairobi. In first meeting with the American, he mentioned, I want to for support the projects. When he come back, he tell me which are the countries and where they get challenges. He write to them. No king, no queen, no president, nobody know they can Kenya, where the president make dinner reception, where they invite me, they introduce me to them. So, you know, you have a host country where recognize the UN in presence in Kenya and appreciate them. So you are in a position where you are very comfortable, you are well respected, you are well recognized. What else do you want in life?
Do you consider this as a service?
Yes.
And how this don't shape you for anything that will come out after it? Earlier you mentioned Sierra Leone actually prepared you for positions like this.
Yes.
How this self don't shape you or don't prepare you, don't put you in a position for anything that could come? Maybe President Biogo say, Aja, we want to nominate you for this position. No, we want to let you go to the UN. We want to let you head the United Nations.
We forget a long discussion about the pros and the cons, what it entails, the action need to be taken. My husband always tell me, say, you don't fight a battle until you are 99% sure you will win it.
You're not sure of winning?
I don't know, because we've not started the battle. That's the discussion we go get forget. No, the discussion get forget, because it's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge, it's a lot of expenses, it's a lot of responsibility. You don't only get a team who for manage the campaign, you get a team where they support the candidates, because the candidates, they talk to different people. The people who they write forums, speeches. So it's a huge thing. So it's not something you can just jump into. It's something you get for think deeply. So if anything, that discussion, we'll get for look at what does it entail. Can we do it? Do we have the resources? Do we have the manpower? Do we have the bandwidth? You understand? So it's not something, and I have to say thank you to all Sierra Leoneans there. We come with the idea, it's nice, but it takes more than.
Is it something you're prepared for?
Not mentally, but as a capability, you can do it. There's nothing you cannot do. You don't reach a certain stage in life. There's hardly any job we're not able to do. But you look at them and say, yeah, I know the total load. But you know the load we AB.
This is not AB load?
AB load. Now, AB load, because I tell you, I inside the steering committee. I didn't at the UN at tax. So the Secretary insists they put Zainab. Zainab has to be there. So I know what the challenges with the UN.
The Secretary so much get some trust in you. And perhaps go one for see you as somebody who will succeed.
Well, he not get a choice because he was Prime Minister of Portugal. He was head of UN. He's a very smart politician. I don't think he go choose anybody, go favor anybody. I mean, the Deputy Secretary General is a very capable. If he asks me today, would I go nominate? I might think of her, but she doesn't want. Where you talk to her, she said, you are the packer, they go home.
And this is an opportunity for we. She's a lot of people will start the conversation. People have been they say, no, there's a deputy secretary general, and somebody I didn't want for, and somebody come and say, no, she not look interested in this. And then you come now the picture now, where you watch the structure and also you sit on presently, you come now the picture. This could be an opportunity for get you and get Salon na the global stage.
Maybe not because today inside there, he was know the load, and I make A and me. I don't talk to him many times. He says, Zainab, don't disturb me. I'm packing. You go right now, you're passing and you keep and pack. It's a huge responsibility. So it's something that you have to. I have not sat down to think about it. Like I said, I have not sat down. If they approach you, then you can sit down and look at it and say, is this something that I can do? What does it entail? So it's a lot of responsibility.
You're part of the committee on UN reforms. Presently, there's a lot of this conversation of how UN need to be more relevant in society and making itself more important. If you listen to President Trump in speech na New York, the president of Ghana even challenge UN as well and talk about reparation and all of that. But what you think say the UN they provide presently, which kind of leadership with people like you, the Secretary General, the Deputy Secretary General and others?
The UN is the only organization where all men equal around the table. The one biggest thing about the UN is the convening power. But the UN is an intergovernmental organization. Now the governments, then they decide the kind of UN we them want. The Secretary General, now the runner. They run on the basis of the decisions of the member states then say on the make of the mandates. Because then they decide, say, this is what we want you to do, but it means they are putting the resources in. It means they are willing to support the decision where they can to. So the criticism, people criticize the UN based on the political failure, then they say, when a member state then defects. The member states then they get the problem. The UN is much more bigger than what people they think Security Council and this. You take UNICEF. They provide services for children. You take WFP, they provide food. You take UNDP, they fund it. So the UN, the challenge of the UN are like elephants. I don't know if you know that story of the elephant and the blind people then. Depend the side we touch. We get 3 different type of UN, but we now who they call ourselves the UN family. We get the secretariats, we're not part of the Secretary General and we can do. Then we get agency funds and program. Certain office then creates them for deliver certain services like UNICEF, UNFPA, UN Women, UNODC. then get a specific area, UNIDO, you know, then get a specific area what they do, then agency forms and program. Then you get what you call specialized agencies. Then when agencies would increase even before the UN exists, like WHO, like ILO, like FAO. Then a specialized agency with specialized, like International Telecommunication Union. People don't really think of them one day. The Maritime Organization, the Migration Office. Then they deal with them now specialized agents. So now three. So now we could call them the UN family. At the top of it all sits the Secretary General, who is the overall boss. And all they meet regularly for discuss. So the UN is a huge apparatus. Some parts know they work well, some parts they do fantastic job. Look, UNHCR for refugees. You understand what I mean? So people they criticize the UN on the failures or the challenges. Man, I said challenges with the Security Council. But now 15 members in the sit around the table. 5 of them get veto power. But then they discuss. For example, when the war been done in Sierra Leone, the UK now put the resolution at the Security Council. Now take the lead. Now hold the pen. Because everyone's a pen holder. But the time when the UN put her, if America been veto the UK not before, don't forget all that help we get during the UN, during after the war. So it's the way the methodology how the UN works and what it creates the problem. I agree the Secretary General talk where he come. He do the management reform, he do the development reform. And most of the reform are the efficiency agenda. And Nairobi na in pilots. So in all of the reform what they do, they use Nairobi as a pilot because now the biggest UN compound at the world. Inside that compound, we get 5,500 staff. We get 76 UN offices there with the inside there. Now Nairobi alone, we get about 92 UN offices. So the compound at Nairobi is the only UN compound which call it the only UN interagency because everything what the UN they do, they inside that compound on the exception of the Atomic Agency. Everything. Now the only compound at the UN where you get everything what the UN they do, humanitarian, development, peace support, peace operation. So it's a microcosm of the UN.
You think, say, the UN, they provide the needed leadership at this time with the wars, we get war in Sudan, Ukraine, Russia, Gaza, Palestine, Israel, and also with dwindling, resources to the UN.
That's not the first thing. Second thing, when you look at the war in Sierra Leone and the war in Sudan, or the war in Somalia. The war in Sierra Leone was between the RUF and the government. So the international community rallied around the government of Sierra Leone and fought the RUF. But today's war, there are a lot of proxy wars in the countries. Different countries with resources, they support different parts of the war. You understand? But they are in a member states of the UN.
Is it about global politics?
It is. The geopolitics, they change. Most wars, I can't call names, but most wars, you get 4, 5, 6 different countries there where they support each side. You cannot solve then conflicts then at the country if you not deal with the conflict between the powers. I take example, Syria. Russia been the support Assad, America been the support some of the rebels. Different people. It was when they came together to decide they want to solve the problem. That's why you have peace in Syria now, to some extent. So the UN has limitation in addressing. We all know the case of Gaza. You know the position of the Secretary General. He's been defiant, he's been condemning, but he's the Secretary General. Member states are the ones who are fighting. The big people, then they support different sides. What can the Secretary General do? He used the utmost power where he gets for user in Gaza, but he can't stop.
The big spenders, where they get position on certain things, they affect the effectiveness and show of leadership of the UN?
Definitely. We budgets, regular budgets, 22% is funded by the US. 20% is funded by China. So 2 countries, they fund 42% of our budgets. If they not pay, the UN is paralyzed. So the UN is what member states want it to be. I can tell you not because I serve under one. This is one of the best UN Secretary General where the UN don't get. I'm saying it very proudly as a staff member. But it can only go this far because in a lot of things, his decisions have to be respected by the member states. His decisions have to be approved by the member states. So that's what it is.
There's been times where the UN only provide security and broker peace between nations. Take example, the situation with Rwanda, DR Congo. You give or take the US president for invite them for good side.
But it don't collapse.
Peace. Yes. Is it that the UN able to play that role again?
The UN is willing and prepared to play that role, but the member states have to respect that decision. And they have to be willing to sit on the table. So the question you get, we get troops in our UN, but the troops and the mandates we then give them, they're not for faith. The mandate's not protection. You understand what I mean? So, and that mandates that the Security Council they give. So, and the Security Council they give the mandates, say, we want them for faith. But the General Assembly for votes the resources where you need for them people they need for buy the equipment and everything where they need for faith. So the Secretary General is doing all he can, and he's done it, but he's very limited. Because let me tell you 2 jobs one wants. If you ask me, I'm at Secretary General and President of Sierra Leone. Because he's a secretary, he's not a general. He can only do that much. He's limited in what he can do. So people think, say, what the Secretary General come here, all things they go. No. If member states send them troops there illegally, the Secretary General cannot drive them. He get for negotiate with that country for withdraw. If the country cannot they withdraw them. What's in the Secretary General go do? The UN by itself not get an army. The army where the UN they use, the member states and they supply them. And then member states and they tell the army, I know they send you there for me, you go die. And they send you there for keep the peace. You understand? So they give the mandates, they give the resources.
Is the UN becoming less powerful at this time with the current geopolitical situation across the world?
When you talk to, I don't talk to the president of Finland. So many presidents are with the Canada, you're with the old meeting. Then things say the UN is more needed now than ever.
But the big spenders, to some extent, might be undermining the power, the leadership.
You know, I don't think, say, I don't know, but from what immediately, I don't think, say, any of them powers and they want to destroy the UN. They might want to control it, but they know, say, the UN relevance. They know, say, it gives them a platform, an opportunity to be able to do some things. But so they go through a traumatic experience around the world, the geopolitics and everything. And so everybody is trying to fix their position. And the UN just happens to be in the middle of it. But when you listen to, I just came back from China before the career. When you listen to them, and they go to America all the time, they will tell you that the UN is very relevant. But the challenge is then getting your interest. Then go tell you that the interest can force. So how that interest they coincide. So I make all man the talk say, this is a time for Africa to raise its voice.
And Africa forgets a woman secretary. Africa forgets a woman secretary general.
I hope so then go get it.
Talking about the UN, and Africa position, one of the things we Sierra Leone is known for, we just serve the presidency in the UN Security Council. And one of the things we President build on the push and the lead for Africa and a reform of the UN Security Council. As somebody where they serve na the UN itself, you believe and agree it's time we get that reform day? We've been talking about it for some time now.
The Secretary General don't talk over and over. It's due. That committee of 10 was created during the time of President Kaba. When I was in government as Minister of Foreign Affairs, I was chair of the Committee of 10 for Foreign Ministers. So we've been fighting the Azwini Declaration, the consensus, seat, all of that. It's going to be a bit challenging because the veto power. You go reform them, but the challenge you get, let's assume they say, because the campaign is they want Africa to get 2 seats. Who are you digging?
Some people say, they defend to come, but we'll get a consensus at least, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Europe wants additional seats. Germany is the biggest economy in Europe. You don't get a seat. Brazil was a founding member of the UN. You don't get a seat. Who do you get a seat in Latin America? Is it Brazil or Mexico? Europe, you get France, you get Russia, you get the UK. Of them 3, the biggest economy is Germany. But Germany was the perpetrator. So Germany was not allowed. But it's the biggest economy. So it's a thing that has to be discussed more and more. I don't know.
But Africa is a big continent as well.
54 countries.
Exactly, with one of the biggest offices as well of the UN, big compound. But President Bio repeatedly on the tongue say, we've been treated unjustly.
President of Kenya, everybody is okay.
Yes, and do you agree with that? That at this
everybody,
stage of
that's
time,
what they tell you. The Secretary General agrees. As a UN staff, I support the discussion of the Secretary General. You understand? You they go to the UN, I go into the UN as a Sierra Leonean, but as soon as you enter, they put the cap behind you, you are now a UN senior official. So the Secretary General has been very consistent in saying that Africa has not been fairly treated. When they set up the World Bank and the IMF, the drawing rights, the condition, the financial architecture, we then set up after the Second World War, not favor Africa because Africa was not on the table. Now, Africa is on the table, and Africa is not getting idiots. So the Secretary General has repeated it over and over. The same thing, 70% of the decision of the Security Council has to do with Africa. Therefore, Africa need to get a permanent seat. But I don't know when it will happen. I don't know. It should happen. The Secretary General has emphasized that. He's complained about that. He's insisted about that. But I don't know.
Do you see that happening soon?
I don't know.
Okay. The other question we will ask is, do you speak to people in government or say the president often with this position where you get to understanding things?
Yes. I have a very good relationship with President Bio. I'm still grateful for the fact that he approved my nomination. I get a good discussion with the Vice President. President Bio, I have to say, he said to me, he said, Zainab, you are the highest Sierra Leonean serving out there. We as a country need to support you and need to respect you. So we get a very good relationship with a lot of respect. We don't discuss Sierra Leone issues. I can't in my position, but we get a very good relationship, engagement with the government.
You did get support from the embassy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like I said, every Sierra Leonean is proud of me. That's one I can say. You know, the embassy is very supportive. They work with me very well. And the ambassador will always in communication. And anybody will come, he will make the person come to office to me. Yes, I am. I'm receiving good support from them.
Let's look back home in the capacity them where you don't serve. From then time then to now. Where do you see Sierra Leone? You've seen progress. You don't see, say, some of the things you've done don't create an impact. The legacies them where you.
You know the American can say, I take the fifth.
Yeah, but yes, as a Sierra Leonean, who side you want for see Sierra Leone? How will you say Sierra Leone definitely go don't change? Things will have changed, either in a good or bad way. But you don't play a part. You've served in different capacities.
You know, as Shakespeare say, the world now is stage. We dey come, we play with parts, and we left. And me come, I play my part in Sierra Leone, I left, which I'm very grateful for. I was given the opportunity. I would like my country to be one of the best. That's what I pray for. And if I ever come home, I don't care who is president. Me, one not interested in president at all, at all.
Why?
Oh no. I've played my part.
With all the experience
No,
managing
if there is a government where if I retire and there is a government that wants me to support, irrespective of political parties, I go support them. Because now two passports I get. The UN passport and the Sierra Leone passport. The UN, they take them passports. I go come back as a Sierra Leonean. Any government who in have power will need me, help me, support. I go give them. I will not take a 8 to 5 job. No. But I will support as long as the president wants to do the right thing and they do the right thing. Not in this capacity now because I'm a UN staff. But I retire, I'm willing and ready to support anybody within office as long as the person wants to do the right thing in terms of developing ideas, in terms of supporting it. It's my responsibility as a Sierra Leonean. That I can give to Sierra Leone. That I'm willing to give. But myself as a person for put myself for public office, no.
Well, why? Is it out of experience, or you think, say, you just can't get it? There was a time where you want to be president of Salon, right?
That was the time.
Yeah.
That's not the time.
Why that don't change? We didn't change that.
It's not just an individual. First of all, you have to have the right people to work with. You also get for work with a country we're willing and ready for do the right thing. You know what I mean? I don't know whether we're ready as a country. I don't know. Because I come and go. But it's going to take a lot of things to get the country for be able to say, you know, you are in Kenya. Me grandpicky, they always go film me in Kenya. Even the last 2 days, I wake up, I don't have water in my house. Thank you for bail water, go up and can down. The light half the time. No, it's a lot that needs to be done. I don't know. But all I can say, I'm committed to Sierra Leone. I'm prepared to support. But me by myself, I don't think I go able to act about it. No. With time don't pass. Because with time, there are principles, there are values, there are things which you cannot do. I can tell you, then tell me at the UN, say, I don't get a life. They told me that. So I know a lot of Sierra Leoneans, they send message to one for GIA award, but I can't do anything without the UN. We have a very strong ethics office. The ethics office said to me, you don't have a life. Everything you're doing, you have to think how will it impact on the Secretary General. So now I make people them, you call me, say you want to give me a award, I can't take them. Because I get for ask permission from the Secretary General, the ethic office get for, you know, so the side where I don't grow up and the way where they think and the way where I don't use things, it's going to be difficult to do it in Sierra Leone.
But it can be done.
Well, we will support.
What do you think about Sierra Leone? Is it leadership, politics, attitude, or mindset?
I think that the people then. I don't do my government. I can tell you. Half of the thing where people then they tell the president a lie. People then they gladly for fool the president. As a president, I can tell you this honestly, you make decision based on the information available to you. If every information will be minister going to go give the president wrong, the president they make decision based on the information and they. So the president decision they're all wrong. Do you understand what I mean? And I saw it when I was in government. I saw it with President Koroma. Half of the team people then they go tell and a lie. And even at this position where they talk to people then where they support the country. I say, you know, I don't know they support me. Country they say, Zainab, half of the information where people then they give the president a lie. So, you know, people then they blame the president, but we as a people get problem. You understand?
But the president is a reflection of people the way they appoint, or people the way they close them.
They tell me son this morning, one of the books then where I read, what I don't read, now the books where the man will change Singapore. You understand? I read in book, it tell me say, what you they appoint ministers. You they appoint ministers and match them to then skill sets, then qualification, then discipline, match them to ministries where you know say then get the capability for do. Now they joke with me, so them they trade union. If you appoint minister of transport, they say you shall be drive. You say yes, so you be minister of transport. Because the definition of transport is driving. And also, I don't get Ghana, 2 presidents was happy before then the president, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. And I see the people them, I respect them, I deal with them before them be presidents. When they become presidents, it's a different thing. When you the campaign, I don't see around the world. You want to be presidents, you they make commitments to people then when then they able help you for maybe president. Then people they get commitments from you not in the interest of the country. Then they get commitments from you where they benefits them. Mm-hmm. So by the time you don't go around at the north, the south, east, wherever easy, a part of you don't left. So when you become president, you're not able to deliver because you get for fulfill them commitments then they. So it's not an easy job. May nobody don't lie to you. One thing I can tell you about me, it's either black or white. It's not gray. There are certain things where you can't get me for do. And I tell God thank you that you don't carry me go to this level where at least I know say if I end, I will get a pension. I go take care of myself. So the question I go ask you, why I for go put myself in a position where I get for compromise for people who don't get the interest of the heart, but I need them people that they forget vote.
But with your experience, you can change things. You say no. Una supports to me no need for be for compensate una for be in the interest of the nation, and which is why a country like this could need people like you.
Make I tell you, may I give you one story. When I been in the contest election, when I reach any side, the people then they begin dance. First of all, they know they welcome if you don't give them money for chop. They know they welcome you. Then when you won't give them money, they don't cook, you don't buy drinks for them. Before you they begin dance. When you join them on a dance. Now the meeting done so. Then you go to the next village. Tell me true. What you they tell them? You don't pay them for dance for you. Not pay you pay them. Then dance for you. Then for them, then definition of a president of a good candidate, they all they dance. The man don't get no idea. I can't do it. It's not in me. I they tell the people why they say, well, what you know they dance for? I not talk to una begin dance. Una dance say una done, I not say nothing to una there left a go. I don't make no commitments. Una don't know what you stand for. Una don't know what they can do for the una just they dance. Tell me true. You see me like person where they go dance for people there just because I want to be president? No. I can't. I did look certain position. I did joke with me, son. I say, S.I. Koroma. Wouldn't say Oje. Now this country now, S.I. Koroma was leader of the Oje. That Oje with the Frederick Street, I don't know the Oje. But you know,
Big Obasai.
But you know, one day see SI dance na treat. Certain position, then there's certain things you can't do. I they tell you where I wake na morning na Nairobi. How they dress, what they say, what they do. First, I they think how that will affect the Secretary General. By virtue of my position where I hold, there are certain things I can't do. I will not even dream about them. Second, I know say my president's very proud of me. I know say each and every citizen, including yourself, is proud of me. So I get for things say, if I do something, what in them people I go think of Sierra Leone? Because I'm one of the people who Sierra Leoneans are proud of. I get for think about my family. What in my son and my daughter-in-law and my family extension, my daughter-in-law in Fambule and the Gambia. I say, how would they think? So you reach a position, certain position in life. There are certain things you can't do. That's what they said, decorum, in the old office. You know, I can't tell you how much I can pass down the compound, the security, and say, oh, Madam DG, thank you so much. We are so proud of you. Because that's what life is. So we don't define politics not to for solve problems, not to for address the problem, not to for run the country. Now, what's in the person they give people them for eat? Now, how the person they dance? And this level where they are tell God thank you. At least it don't give me what I want. So why should I go and subject myself to that? It's not possible.
Is it about moral values again at the ask of leadership?
Of course. It's about it. It's about leadership, it's everything. But it comes back to the people. What in the people want? The presidents who the people them want, now they be presidents. So the presidents in success and failure has to do with the people. Not the people they choose the leader. So me no say they not go choose me, I know they go waste me time, I know get that I do money there for shape, and I can tell you, see me they dance that treats. There's certain things I just
But
can't
you
do.
might change the politics of how it is practiced here. It's leadership, it's one person who can change it. Maybe you not the person who could come and change and say, no need for dance, let's have conversation on what I go do for now in our
The
go address.
level of poverty is so extreme. The level of illiteracy is so high. As I told you, I come from a family, I was the first person to graduate, to go to university. I'm the first person in the family to go to university. So 90% of my family still live in the poverty. I guess my mama and me one born, in sister born 3 picking them. The 2 of them, I send and come because they're not well, they're over, they are not illiterate. I paid for them, they went to Kenya, I put them through medical, this and our big sister, and the big one, my sister, one of them are mine picking them. I don't ever spend a lot of time with her. And every day, my pressure, they go, Ibrahim say, Mommy, you idol. I sit with her to talk to her. And Ibrahim say, Mommy, this one are the civilized one. Because at least we don't live in Africa for 10 years. So you can imagine the rest of the population, how they think. Where COVID being calm, I tell you, so I go January. The first day I can December. I get for go na Yoni. No, it's my refuge. My small sister, the last one, I insist that anybody don't take COVID injection, they cannot use. So he come to my detector. I say, auntie, you see, you don't understand. The COVID. I said, but everybody they take injection. No, even the president, we watch and the need do not touch in body. Now what? I said, you crazy? He said, oh no, you don't understand. He began tell me the government they forced for do the COVID because they want for kill the population. I said, I give up. If you know clear out common on me, you crazy? But so we get people them where they say things for poisoning the mind of our people. Makes sense. How you go engage with a person like that? So the level of illiteracy is so high. No country they develop at this level of illiteracy. Singapore tell you that. The level of poverty is so high where the ordinary man, the only thing where they think about now, what's in the good and belly. So the man they can't get money because it's desperate, feeding picking for 2 days. Some politician can get 5,000. None of the best politician. How you go convince them? Because now survival. They don't put we countries at a survival mode where 70% of people get for survive. So for that person they for survive, now what do they eat? So
should we blame politicians?
We all guilty. Everybody, politicians, we all. Because now the politician they make policy, not to one party. I think I'll be very unfair if I sit down here and blame one party. Now we all day into politics. We didn't take the right decision. I did tell you President Koroma go na Kenya. I make sure say na my boss, I respect him. I did make sure say they send food for her every day. And he came to dinner and he said, he's so full of regrets. So full of regrets. He said, certain decisions and they want to make. And they ask myself how I make them. I say, go pray to God.
Let's seek forgiveness.
What I would say. So it's not blaming. Me, I know they blame leaders then. I they blame we all. So now I make where people.
Anything say we all for take responsibility.
All man, we don't suffer. We did our best in our position when we were there. But so everybody for this country for go before, they tell you honestly, the political class get for sit down and agree. The party then are alphabets. APC, SM, alphabets. The needs of the people are still basic. Education, food security, health, they are basic. The politician for Sudan say, if Sierra Leone is going to go forward, these are the things we need to do. They agree. Apart from because how me go care SLPP go na Yonibana? Then go think say I don't craze. It sounds like I go care APC go na Pujo. No, that's what we are. We get for accept who we are. But the political class get for Sierra say, for Sierra Leone to move forward, these are the things we have to do. They agree. Except we can have power, na part of your bag. Now this you for do every year. Now this you for achieve every year. Now so picking they put through school. Now so hospital they build. Now so drugs. So the opposition is responsible for monitor you. We fulfill they raise concern. We then come then begin from there. Then take because that's this. No
President Bio, they talk about power sharing and all of that for address this issue of division like you talk. We see ourselves as one people. You think that could be the solution?
I have no comment on that.
I'll go and ask you about there is free quality education, feed salon. This government in programs same. What do you think about the leadership of President Bio?
I don't comment on that. As a UN staff, anybody holding a power, you they support them. Two, my portfolio so big, I have to be honest, I don't read about Sierra Leone. I don't pay attention to Sierra Leone. I have to be honest.
Is that deliberate?
No, it's because what I'm doing is so overwhelming. I have to succeed in what I'm doing. So why should I stop thinking and focus on what I'm doing to think about Sierra Leone where I don't get no control over? You just train your mind and discipline yourself, putting attention where it should go. There's nothing I can do to change Sierra Leone. There's no contribution I can make. I'm not in government, and it's not worth it. So I just sort of switch off on Sierra Leone, lock that tap there, and focus on what I'm doing, which is why I'm succeeding. Because like the office block was at least 66 million where we finish this end of this year, we do an under budget. We even refund 400,000 to the UN, which is one of the first time in the history of the UN. So those are the things for me that are more important. What can I do for Sierra Leone?
So this is home. You have to come back.
I have to come back, but let me succeed in what I'm doing. And then all of you can be proud of me, which is what you're doing. So that's why. So Sierra Leone, I just switch off. I have to be honest. And half of what you did talk, so I don't want to read about them. I don't know what's in the happen. And I think it's unfair, but I can't. That's what life is.
This Sierra Leone, before you go into government, one person being the advocate for women's empowerment, protection of girls, women in leadership. You serve as a role model to a lot of young women and young men as well. And we get the Gender Empowerment Act now, where to some extent, now law say women them for all certain position. You think, say, we don't reach to that point where they recognize, say, women not so favor with they do to women them for be part of the development agenda and plan?
In Kenya, they get what they call the 2/3 gender rule, which means every position you forget for 2/3 majority for be women. And the parliamentary seats then, we get women representative, then specifically get an election for vote for a woman. So every county, because we would call district and call them county, every county gets a women's representative for just beef up the number. It's a difficult challenge. It's not only law, it's structural, the way people think. Me now one person we believe say, woman no did, they put woman in a position because you want to put woman in a position. Because the challenge is, when they put a woman in a position where it lose, it don't lock the door for Boku woman then. Because as long as that woman did not deliver, then they judge any other woman like that woman did. Secondly, when a woman succeeded, they open the road. So we get for do. I think a lot of Sierra Leoneans women are qualified, they're competent. Some they get for brief them up. But if you need competent Sierra Leonean, you get for appoint a woman we deserve, we capable, we go be. I the mentor women all over the world. I guess a lot of women were the mentor. We then life, whether not domestic, then personal life, then career. That's not one of the side job what they do where really they enjoy. Now the Gambia, now Nigeria, now Ghana, different side. Because my philosophy is now people they hold me arm. People then see things in me we may not see, but then believe. And they hold me arm. So my job now is to hold other people's hand and help them. The laws then there, what you get for support the women then? You really get support them. Election woman, they say, oh woman, they for contest, but you know say election and money. You man, they not get them. You get men network. The people they invest in election, don't believe in investing in women. Like I tell you, if you don't get ashobi, you don't get bag rest, you don't get money for cook, people don't really answer you say, where you go for good talk? They say this woman look like they can't talk in full now. They're not be seen. So who side the woman and they pull their money then? So you have a lot of problems where they affect women. And also sometimes the election is very negative. Now with social media, you know, not so all women want face them. Because the children go right, but you're able to defend yourself. So it's a little bit difficult for women then.
There is a call for woman leadership. The two major political parties, then for either put a woman candidate or a running mate. Do you think we still get this opportunity for get a woman president in this country?
Now for begin first, span the party structure then. Look at the chairman, look at the deputy, look at the secretary general, look at the organizing secretary. What then done, they say women representative. What you want somebody who they go cook for the other get? No. The party then for beginning, they able to get woman secretary general, then they get woman organizing secretary, their own party. Because now the party structure, look at the national executive committee of the parties then. Wouldn't that the woman, then go find this market woman, then put on us a bit talk, then go find this illiterate person, put her, so then go get symbolic. That's what shows commitment. For me, let them begin with party structures. Let them appoint women in positions of authority inside the party them. Where that one day go see example, because where other person don't use for see woman as chairman of the party, don't see woman as secretary general, it is able to give people then the strength and the faith a woman to be president. That's why we start. So we know they go aim for how the woman go be president with the secretary general man, deputy secretary chair and a man, secretary general and a man, organizing secretary and a man, treasurer and a man. Then what they do, then give youth representative, then give women's representative. The youth for mobilize the young man there. The woman forget that the woman then for cook. That's where we start. Everything like home, it starts from the beginning.
Like yourself, there are women now where they come out. We want to be flag bearer. We want to contest the elections. You think?
I wish them luck. I can't comment on that. I can't say anything. I wish them luck. I hope them party go able supports them. But me own position is, we not get a woman for the sake of a woman. We they get a woman, we get the capacity. Because like I say, when one woman succeed, when the first woman succeed, people then go get inspiration for put other women there. If the woman are put for the sake of woman, it not succeed, then you don't damage. For a long time, people go say, hey, look at that woman. Man, they know they judge. Almost man, they not be presidents now. And most of them succeed. Nobody know they complain. But if a woman go, the first mistake will they begin Allah. But me can show you, say, COVID, all the countries in where women have been leader, Germany, New Zealand, you got a lot of countries. Then countries, then they address COVID in better position. Because you know, women, then compassionate. Then get empathy. And a lot of time they're humble. Even though you meet women, they will try for be like man. We are one of the biggest mistakes. But the quality in a woman gets it different. Because we don't use for look after family. We have culture of caring and nurturing. Maybe that's what our society need for bring them together back. So there's a lot of good saying for women politicians, but all the contests, I wish them luck.
We get a lot of comments, a lot of commendations and comments there, and a lot of people watching this morning. People with mention say you na then you mentee. People we so proud of you. A lot of them, a lot
And
of
they tell
them,
them all,
people
thank
the way
you.
they ask say, yes, you need to come back and contest.
Oh no, forget it. That one, I did tell everybody, take me out completely. Take me out. I'm not interested.
I will read this one. It says, politics has drifted far from the realm of ideas. It has become a system where influence is bought, favors are traded, and those with money shape the outcome. Meanwhile, the
Yes.
people who genuinely bring vision, integrity, and fresh thinking are often punished simply because they refuse to conform to the corrupted norms. Society has grown comfortable with them. How do you think we could change this?
You know, through my experience, every time I've encountered a Sierra Leonean in position when out of the country they excel. Sierra Leoneans are very brilliant people. I tell you, every side you get Sierra Leoneans in. They don't want to fail. So we don't lack Sierra Leoneans to think. What we have to do, we have to respect knowledge and accept. But when we succumb to mediocrity, to sycophancy, to singing and dancing, we can't produce the best. Because just like I tell you, am I interested in politics? It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Why should I sacrifice that I have a UN pension that will carry me for the rest of my life? I have children, I have a daughter-in-law who will look after me. No matter what happens, they're going to give me back rest for it. Why do I subject myself to this kind of things? That's the problem.
Are you giving up on Sierra Leone?
I can't. I don't have a second passport. I have to come back home. But I have to face reality that this is the country where we are. You know, like I said to you, if I come back home, I get a good government or a government who is willing, ready to listen, ask for me, support again.
To serve in whatever capacity?
I don't go serve in a job. I go advise. I don't think say after I'm 66. Me not to them people they were at 70 something and still effect for position. No, I can't. I'm 66 years old. You know, so I need to spend some of my life to enjoy, to have fun, to enjoy my grandchildren. So as advisor for advice, if you're ready for listening, okay. If you're not listening, no problem.
Well, also we need for the one who at 66, we need for be we need for be this strong. But very recently, the president declared the 18th of January as Remembrance Day. I know you're one person after the war. We don't preach national cohesion, unity, and all of that. How do we use, you know, experience from the war, memories of the war for unite this country?
I don't know. And I don't want to go into it. Because I don't want to make somebody go tomorrow and go say, hey, you know, the UN said this, the UN said that. This is your country, this is our country, but this is your country. Sierra Leoneans have sufficient people who have the ability to think. Just that will they be given the opportunity, not to one-sided. As I always say, I don't think government, where I come, I take this job on the 7th of January 2020. I came in December, I met President Bangura, I tell him, I want to go see President Koroma. He said, you can go. I went to see President and I told him, when we used to talk to you, you had people who were telling you were against you. Mm. They poison you against some of us because we are telling you the truth. This is what we have. So President Bio might not be able to identify the right people to do the thinking, I don't know, because people around him might poison him against, you know, as a president, you're one man. Then he say, you know, get your at the back. Mm-hmm. The people who get around you, are they sufficiently honest? And I tell you, I see it when I was in government. People, the president make decisions based on the information available. The people they are around and they get information where they benefit them. Not so the information where the president need. We go allow the president. President knows be everybody. People have to nominate people to him, say these are the right people do the right thing. Then people then they for be able to get advice, we go accept her. So I tell you, it's a very lonely job. One thing what I can tell you, the top is very lonely.
And you don't want to be that lonely.
Even now, this when your small corner is challenging. You they get for shifter because of me long years of experience in government. Me self get for the shifter what in they tell me for get second opinion, get third opinion for make sure so in this. So you know they can you tell me something I take am. I go ask this man, I go ask that man different. When I see their commonality, strong trend, then I know say this is not the right decision. Because the human being by nature is selfish. That's what we all turn. We want to do and say things who they benefit we. So then they're in a position, then they use that position there for their benefits. But you what they sit down there, now you forget its skill. I learned that from government. I made mistakes myself. Because people gave me advice, I listened to them. In retrospect, I realized they were wrong advice. So it's over the years, I don't get that. When I make, they put us in a position, we just pull up. You get for put people in a position, we get certain skill sets, certain number of years of experience, so go able to know, we then get something, you go able to siphon and say, this is not the wrong thing. You go able to ask second opinion. I remember me, mama, I be illiterate. What can bring me results come? You know, go school. If they take and go to this teacher, they run go to the teacher and overstream. They run to the other teacher who knows be themselves. He say, Mamu Karami, read this for me. They say, yeah, Saba, you can do well, oh. Now so push I say, Takami, give me. You're not serious. They go to another teacher. Then teacher look at the teacher tell her. They say, give me, Takami. There come on, go. So when them three, she say they get there. I say, they say you do well, oh, congratulations. That's what, as simple lesson as it is, my mother never took the decision of one teacher for read me result. I experienced that some years back. I parked my car na Sheka Stevens Street. With Bafo Street Sheka Stevens, they made a sell. I said, this mommy, all this results. She realized, we pass. Now I said, so come by your colleague. Now I tell the mom, the boboti map, you get the result. Mommy say, I don't pay less in 5 for nothing. The boy got so 6. The mommy give me the result. I didn't make out. That's me, man. Now I call the boy. I say, you get mind for tell you, mama say you pass. I say, you get mind for tell you, mama say you pass. Look how you mad the jump. That's what mommy they look me so. Now I tell him, mommy, it a lie by you. I said, this result no go book and go college. The mommy shocking her get attack. I said, una pass mark. That is what we are. If that body can lie to him, mama. Now so ministers then they go lie to presidents. They tell and say everything fine. Now so this thing don't happen and that the president accepts. So it is there from little community to family life to state. That's why I tell you, say now we the people then get problem.
At this stage and before now, you not get affiliation with any political party?
I joined the APC when I be Minister of Foreign Affairs because it's obligated. But I can tell you, nobody in the APC will tell you say I get relationship with them. And really talk to them none, and one get not use because it's required by the UN.
You resign?
Rules. I don't resign. I just where they appoint me, I'm not active, I'm not participate, I'm not do nothing.
But except for say you still a member of the APC.
I don't even know because you get rules them. If a certain number of years you're not active or I don't want to get nothing for do. I don't even want to go and say what is it. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not involved in I cannot in my position be involved in any party politics. So I've never spoken to anybody in the APC party office. I'm not interested.
What's your relationship with former President Koroma?
He was my boss. And I'm grateful to him because he gave me an opportunity to serve as Minister of Foreign Affairs. And we used to be communicating. The last we go Kenya as chair for the AU African Commission and make sure they get food every day, take care of him. You know, the last time I communicated with him, and with the results come up for the election, my advice to him, take your hands off politics. I said, yeah, take your hands off politics, remain as a statesman. Before they announced the results, I said, do I beg you? I still get the text where he commits. He says, Zainab, I'm going to focus on my demonstration, on my foundation. I can assure you that I will not be involved. But that was the last communication I had with him. Since then, me and no in communication.
There's this call. I remember my good friend and senior colleague, my brother, Ahmed Said Nasrallah, call for Sierra Leone for search for young Desmond Tutu. States, citizens, them we go stand up and talk where everybody go listen. Statesmen, state women, people in religion, politics, we don't serve. You think that is lacking in our society? Somebody will go look up
It's
to?
true. I agree with you. Sierra Leone, no, they respect them people there. You always see this PhD syndrome, where somebody did, then go disrespect. We have to. We are religious people cannot play that role because they have been politicized. Our traditional leaders cannot play that role because they've been politicized. But like I be they tell you about the Secretary General, this Secretary General we they serve under is one of the best Secretary General the UN has ever get. But the member states them for listening to them. So Sierra Leoneans for sit back and ask, if we're not able to produce that kind of people, are we as Sierra Leoneans capable? Because now what they do? Now they respect what they give you. They listen to you for talk, and they appreciate students for that. They understand, say, you can say what is right and what is wrong. But I know a lot of Sierra Leoneans who they return at the international community, they don't want to forget nothing for do the country because Sierra Leoneans, then go pay one alaki bobona treat for begin cost you mama. And what in them forget, all man they cost mommy cost. Because cost now words then you they use and combine. So I can able use words and combine them and say them to you. But because of my background, where I come from, my home, and the position where I hold, there are certain words can't come on your mouth. You understand? But because we don't reduce the thing to vulgarism, person we disagree with, you they use vulgar words. They will not get no discipline. We will not get principles. We can say anything, do anything. So the society has a problem. Now the society can create them people then they. Society has to be ready.
What I hope for Salone?
I know they give up on them because it's my country. I love it. At now, who's a day as a UN staff, I can return to any country. I can return to Ghana. I can return to Kenya. But my life in Kenya is around the UN. If I retire there, yes, then go sabi you, they're not going to be the same like Sierra Leone. Like me return a Union, you return a Freetown. So obviously, you they hope say Sierra Leone will go for the better because this is home. I can go to Ghana, retire, go will pay me rent, I go will live there comfortably with my pension. Will I be happy? No. I'd like to come back home where I go meet and just say, hey, Auntie Zainab, how you do? That makes a difference to me. I'm not going to get that reception in Kenya. So you go wish for the best, and I want Sierra Leone to be the best country because I'm a proud Sierra Leonean. This is where I grew up. This is where I went to school. This is where I was nurtured. This is where I saw my system. So I wish for Sierra Leone the best. So I don't go look for retire in another country unless circumstances not allow. So I pray and hope. Now I tell you, say, if I retire, whoever is in government, it doesn't matter whether I don't pass that level of party politics. You know what I mean? I'm a Sierra Leonean. So whoever is in government, you understand? If the person they do the right thing, and the person want to do the right thing, he wants idea support, I'll be able to give my time. Because that's my own contribution. See, I owe Sierra Leone. across party, President Bio support me, President Koroma support me, give me job, and across the different parties. So I owe it to Sierra Leone to make my contribution. But I will decide my contribution on my terms. And one of those terms is, I don't want to be president. You give me for nothing and no want. Nothing and no want.
Thank you so much for this conversation. It's been very interesting and educative as well. But there are a lot of young people, there are a lot of Sierra Leoneans who see you as a role model. Sierra Leonean
I'm very grateful for that.
Yes, Sierra Leonean way them for celebrate as well. Like I say, me and Bellows in a group. Almost every other Sierra Leonean way go na UN, na Kenya, go and get a photo with you and bluff with them around. You know, it shows how proud this nation is. The comments that we'll get this morning, they show that as well. But what's in your message? You continuously don't talk about we the people them, we attitude, we mindset. What's in your message to the salon people them as well? We got a lot of things with the cow, election, the calm and all of that. And the role of the people itself, very important in all of that.
You know, we all get for understand say there is only one country we have. Nobody they come out can make this country for us, for we. Now we get for make them. And the term they can very close where every country they protect itself. Sierra Leone, I don't believe it's million, minus I don't have the census, but I doubt it. Kenya is about 50 million. But things work. Discipline. Now the first problem. The level of indiscipline is unbelievable in this country. I take an example. I get 2 maids in Kenya. My maid get me key. The thief. It no matter what happen, he cannot take what in the no gear. We naya from the small to the highest. I read something recently now. I forwarded to me Sonny Brand. They say Japan, where you thief, where they catch you, they commit suicide. China, where you thief, where they catch you, then they kill you. Kill you. In Europe, where you thief, where they catch you, then they jail you. Sierra Leone, where you thief, where they catch you, then they celebrate you. Then they celebrate you. They say, now you don't mature. What's wrong with us? We don't turn the right to the wrong. We don't turn the wrong to the right. If they work on a treat, what do you not understand? The level of filth. The city dirty. And they manage 140-acre land. I get 500 Kenyan staff, then when they're responsible for cleaning the toilets there, for make, they see paper drop there. That is a recipe for what you have here for outbreak of cholera and typhoid. You cannot bring a tourist in this city. Me can't invite person here. And go talk about the government. Person they work, they drink water, they throw the plastic in a treat. They throw the plastic in a treat. It's not the government for take care of her. Who don't have the government? I mean you. And they walk at that street, I didn't a car. Panemba Road, where you take Panemba Road, that road inside them broke for go eastern.
The east side bypass.
People then they go take them routine, put on a bag, pin on the street, on the junction. There's something wrong with us as a people. We they blame the government, not the people. We self with attitude.
But there needs to be political leadership and enforcement.
So, rule of law, it's very important. The police, the judiciary, discipline. Then one day that they begin. Sierra Leone has to accept you don't have a second country. We they travel in a people country where they come. We're not able to learn. So we get for begin back on the ground for set the rules. Where they build house, if the foundation and bog, the house not the team up, it collapse. the foundation I will get for build, the schools them, the people them for encourage them, for educate them. If you go on Kuton Road today, drive your car, you see them where they run with plastic, they can ask them would can they all the after me force. We lie with impunity. Go na Waterloo, buy cassava bread. We then rush can we ask would can almost in me force. You know, there are basic things we have to learn. But you know they lie. We get domestic staff there. We don't have a reservation area here, residential. Every side shop day. We say a tap na runda. You get over 1,000 O's. You not get one shop there. No.
You drive go na the shopping.
No, we get to shopping center.
Yeah.
The only two things we get na police station and school. School for them made them where they can't walk. Then I didn't left them picking at school. Other than that, we not get nothing. It's 100% residential. We garbage, then they go with na tree. We get green for food. We get orange for recycled things. We get that rest bag for the garden, the things they take for the garden. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we put them down at the gates. The mosquito can clear them. Thursday, for the one who they take the circle. No. Me electricity, I didn't know. I pay me electricity bill. This hour they Runda, we get Runda Association. And they take care of security, and they take care of cleaning the streets, and they take care of the garbage, and they take care of the water. The months they send we bill, we pay. You need to see rubber plastic na road, na streets. No. 7 o'clock, motorbike no they go there. Puda no they go that area there. The motorbike now because we they close to the UN because of the meeting where I get to the DCI. Now they register the motorbike the way they go there before 7. After 7 p.m. motorbike no they go there. It's discipline. A society can never walk with discipline on there. It's not possible.
What's your message to the political class and leadership in this country? Were you not part of as well?
Me not been part of.
Well, leaders.
No,
me not
been part of.
the political class. Yes, let's say that. But the leadership, I mean, you're not part of the people in which Sierra Leoneans they look up to for leadership. Like you say, willingly, if you come back, anybody want you support with advice, you're willing for that.
Leadership is now we get for lead the country. You know, where are they Kenya? So many leaders then they visit, whether it's kings, whether not president, whether not prime minister, and they always I sit down and I say, what's going to happen to my country? The leadership of the country get for love the country. I can tell you one thing about Kenya. Mm-hmm. Kenyans, so they go England for buy us. No? It no care almost then thief. If they're the thief, then they put another country. Kenyans don't go overseas to stay. Sierra Leone and the slightest opportunity to get to the run. What do they run for go fair? Na comfort. What do they go for na good medical? What do they go run for na electricity? What do they know would be in a country? Now the same thing happened with South Africa. The apartheid country, the country they wouldn't sanction them, not for go. They replicate. If you look at Pretoria, it looks a lot like Washington. Nobody know they can build this country past we serve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think each one of us who is a Sierra Leone leader get for understand that this country is the only country we have. This is the country we call home. And we have an obligation to build it for the next generation, so that the next children can be proud to call themselves Sierra Leoneans. We have to leave a country for them that they'll be proud of. Mm-hmm. We owe it to them, we owe it to ourselves. So all this run over when they go and run, you have to think about yourself, what are we going to do? People should talk to themselves, among themselves, this is the country we want. We have to ask that question. And I want you to throw that challenge.
Which kind of salon we want?
Which kind of salon we want? Mm. Now we get to define them. And what we define, we set up the goal. How are we going to achieve this Sierra Leone? What do we need to do to achieve the Sierra Leone? I can always tell people ask me how you succeed. I said, now me they set me own goal. I know they copy person. When I take any position, I decide this is what I want to do. And I always, not to me get sense past all man. Not to me get the most education. But I surround myself with people that were smart past me in certain areas. So the area, I know one of my biggest strengths is for knowing what is my strength and what is my weakness. When I recruit people who they complement my weakness. So then they bring on the table something we may not get. And we sit down together and analyze. And staff them, we didn't do well, I did recognize them. I did recognize them. You know, I did drive na my car while they enter my compound, I get me security, then go salute me, driver, they tell and say, if I tell the head of security, I say, the security and they search the car, make them see me car, make them not worry. Make them just do their work. No dread people, hey, the DG, they can say no. I go patient, I go stand at the line. We then search all the cars, and me turn come, they know they search me car pass. I said, but you get for respect everybody. Me driver, they tell her, if they cannot fit for go, it's the other person left them. Make it go.
It's leadership by example.
Yes. So that's what we question, we ask, and then they throw this question to you and all the journalists. What Sierra Leone do we want?
We go ask them.
We forget that Sierra Leone for walk around it, go around the country, and work towards, because when you say this is the kind of Sierra Leone we want, how do we get there? These are the things we need to do to get there. Who is going to do what? Because, you know, I tell me, son, even by association lawyers, you don't forget code of conduct. You for know as a lawyer what you can't do. You for know as a judge what you can't do. You for know as a teacher what you cannot do, what is expected of you. You for know everybody in every position for understanding responsibility. Because now like puzzle, when you put puzzle on a table, when you pull one, the puzzle not even around. So every Sierra Leonean has a responsibility. But we have to identify ourselves and play our part. That is why the leadership of the political class is to respect that, to move it forward. It doesn't matter. As I tell you, at the close for telling I say, party na alphabet. Our needs are still basic in this country. Good health, education. No country no they develop at this level of education, our country. No country no they develop at this level of poverty. 70% of our people are in agriculture. We have 7 months of rainfall. We can't feed ourselves. Why? Ask that question there. Mommy in Peking they fail. Then they ask somebody they pay for somebody. If they ask her, he said because they're not allowed for spy. You as a mommy feel you picking for spy for pass exam. Something is wrong with you. I get 2 of my nephews them. Where the one at the principal senior secondary school, the one at the principal junior secondary school na Yonibana. They say when they sit, me know if na NPS that exam, the picking they come on at the village. The teacher then they come on at the village, the mama there, they bring the teacher, they forgot to show the picking them. Then therefore bring policeman. Why? What is it? Then they recruit nurses in England. Then they recruit nurses there. 100% of the Sierra Leone that apply fail the exam. I'm gonna Cambia one time. The prime minister tell me where a whole district they sit beke, they fail. The whole district. Then go examine the teachers there. Then give the teachers a test, they all fail. Then train the teachers then. Then give them test, 90% fail. It's basic. Something is wrong. In okay, almost education grants you give. If the foundation is missing, so that's why we have to go back on the drawing board. What Sierra Leone do we want? The level of education, the level of dishonesty, the ability of not knowing what. Now the dog eats dog wall. People are just fighting to survive. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Or they say, oh, government, they do nothing. No, it's we.
Yeah, the people.
Now, we the people. So me, I know they blame government. A government locking, yes. Now we. So in the political class, we all, and the educated, the middle class, and they tell you some people there, they will say, me, I'm not interested in politics. Everything is about politics in our life. Everything. We cannot survive without it. So we have to be interested in our country. Every Sierra Leonean for ask himself, is this the country we want? Why would they import pepper? 7 months of rainfall. The market tomorrow they say, hey, this pepper na Guinea come out. She's proud to tell you that pepper will they sell na Guinea come out. How? 7 months of rainfall, we no grow pepper.
Well, I think we have to start the conversation on which kind of salon we want. It will be very inclusive. I don't repeatedly say, nah, this generation, we own generation, now we in a cabinet, parliament, judiciary, and if we don't change things at this time, then Gen Z then go they pull into power. Say, bo now una pull this country, now una not been do well. Just like how go they blame una right now of waiting on ourselves not been do right. But thank you so much, Ajab. Thank you so much for joining us in this conversation. We hope say people then go don't learn. But as always, people who they can we can ask them for a message. We get drug situation at the country, kush and all. At this time of the year, festive season, it can go around and all. You're a very influential person and somebody everybody they look up to. Waiting will be your message to we young people, the Gen Z. I know Kenya, Gen Z now a very popular term na Kenya, but yourself is very popular. Waiting will be your message. You dey ring the bell for real. I don't know if Bellos tell you no more. You dey ring that once for Bellos not ring that too. So it's an opportunity. They ring that one time for we no more. They give the message. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aja. Waiting will be your message to young people of this country, especially the one that really look up to the political class, where you don't talk about the leadership and everybody.
A country's best assets, not the people them. Not so the resource, not so the diamond, not so the gold, not the people them. And the people them, Africa has the youngest population. I make them say Africa 90 next. Because the population, creativity, energy, the young people then get them. Don't destroy it with drugs. Drugs not they solve a problem. It's like you get frustrated, you get pain, they go check. Well, you wake the problem, did they? You should ask yourself, what can I do? So my message to all people there, how many people they die in a boat too, then they go overseas? People then they run come America now, England for come back home. If you not prayed, how you prayed, you bathed, now so you did dump now. Yes, we might have failed you. We didn't lay a solid foundation for you. It doesn't mean you have to fail. Each generation get to take responsibility of what you do. We generation are the most difficult generation because we are first generation. My mama no go school, my daddy no go school. But I broke the glass ceiling because I was determined to succeed. So my message to everybody, you have to be determined to get it right. You have to be honest to yourself. You have to obey the law. Not say because this other person no dey obey law, so me no go. Because this person park wrong, so me say for park here. No. We for learn for be very disciplined. For know what you go do, what you know able do. And for know what's in right and what's in wrong. What you get is streets. If all man not building us, the streets they look dirty. Where one person building us, he paint time, it change the streets. Then another paint time, it change the streets. Another was painting us. By the time you remember, the streets don't bright. So each one of us have a responsibility. In whatever little corner you find yourself, do the right thing. Set up a group, do una. Una work together, una be peer pressure for make a better Sierra Leone. When una say una company they do bad, una calling attention. Say, Brano so agree. Una smoke una agree. There are certain things we have to do. Where the other person go, una not afraid for telling true. Me, you go Beijing, you go Berlin, you go London, you go Paris, you go Washington, you go Toronto, Canada, you go any side of the world. If you call me name, then go Sabian. But then go Sabian for one principle. She's very strict. She's very principled. Everybody know me for that. I know the Ben. And I think we get for develop that culture as Sierra Leonean, na the only way the country go before. And I repeat and say, now one country we get. Yeah. If I go Guinea, I need passport. If I go Liberia, I need passport. If I go England, I need visa. If I go America, I need visa. But Sierra Leone, I don't need them. So why I not go work for me Sierra Leone better? So me other people that they can't see them, like who me they run for go England. That's what I say to everybody. We have one country. Let's work together. Each one of us has an obligation. More not say, yeah, the government for do this. No, let us ask ourselves, what are we doing? What are we contributing to making it a better Sierra Leone? So that I'm a message to everybody. Let's work together. Let's ask ourselves, what country do we want? And what do we need to do together? You know, they just talk, what country do you want? They're expressing another person they don't. But let's ask, how do we get to this position? Let's put what is needed to be done. Who is going to do it? Let's hold each other accountable. But I still believe we can do it. I still believe we can do it. And I think we should. With failure is not an option to me. Yeah. It's not an option. So we have no option, but we must do it.
Thank you so much, Aja, for we join with this morning. I hope you don't inspire a generation. Well, you've done that, and inspire people who will listen to you and view it this morning. And we go ask the question, which kind of salon we want and how for do them. But some of the things that we mentioned this morning, I've been saying it here, that nobody know the commoders I can make this country. Now we safe no more. Now we get for do anybody go work fat, like I just we get for come back in Grand Pekin and then in Pekin there. In Dotelo dinner, we all there.
We are the most important person in my life.
Exactly. I know, and you get for come and can see how this country they go before. So we all got a role for play. If you're not chairman at tire base, or you're not head of a football club, now you're not the chairman, you get a role for play. If you corrupt the system, they well.